Welcome, subscribers and new viewers. Today we're going to do another kind of CNC project and parametrics again. Everybody knows Sterilite and the containers, the storage bins that they have. I have quite a few of these 14 liters, and they're kind of all stacked. Like I stack a couple on top of each other on a shelf, and I'm constantly moving them around, swapping them, and I was thinking like it'd be nice to just have a nice little shelf that I could just slide these bins into. Uh, and I'm talking about is it's probably going to backwards on your screen, but maybe not. Is these Sterilite bins like this? This one in particular is a 14 liter. I use quite a few of them for different things. So what I want to do is I want to make this model. Actually, I've already modeled it. We'll go through it and make it parametric so I can have different sizes and add as many bins as I'd like. So let's get into the model and talk about that model. Before we jump into that, though, please like and subscribe to my channel. This is a way I can promote this and get these videos out there, as well as make files and stuff accessible to everybody. So, all right, just to give a quick view of this, let me get some sketches off. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about right here. This is pretty much just 2 rows of 6 of these bins. I went through the trouble of actually modeling this bin, so if you do acquire this model, that bin will be in there. Anyway, I'm just going to go through the process a little bit of how I set this up and how you can make changes. So, as I said earlier, this is a parametric file. So if you actually go down to change parameters, in here there are certain user parameters that have been set. And I'll kind of walk through these a little bit. So in my case, I'm assuming that the panels that I'm making this out of are 3/4 inch plywood. Keep in mind, plywood can be anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to a little bit less than that. So if you are going to take these files and CNC route them, then you got to keep that in mind. The main dimension I'm looking at for the bin itself is this bin width and bin length. So that's the actual lid length and lid width, not the actual bin itself. But then I take into account what is the bin inset, which is actually the inset from the lid. So it's once the lid, this is the lip of the lid, because that's what's going to slide into these grooves. As if you watch some of my other CNC type videos, I like to put in tolerance of some sort for some of the features that are going to be CNC routed so things fit together nicely without having to do a lot of sanding or shaving to get joinery to work. I'm not going to talk about joinery. I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff. There's another video, which I'll post at the end of this, about my approach to that. The bin height is the actual height of the bin, or the depth to the inside of the bin. So I have a parameter for that. The array, bin array X, bin array Y. This is just how many rows and how many columns we're going to have, depending on the size that you want. And I'll change these just so you can see what can happen. The bin gap, that's just going to be the gap there is between each stacked bin, and then the bin height is the actual, the lip height is the actual height of the lip of the bin. So those are the ones that you primarily need. There's a bunch of other things that are calculated that are in this, but these are the main parameters. So just to give you an idea, and I'm going to turn off. I'm actually going to get rid of the bins because I don't know what Well, we can see. I don't know what happens when you actually change the shape of this. What happens to that? It could lose some of its some of its joints. So we'll just remove the bins for now. So if let's say you want to do a 3x4, this will automatically adjust to be 3x4 to the size that you would want. And then you can actually then look at the manufacturing model to see the layout. Now, keep in mind that if I include a manufacturing model of the layout of this to start making the CNC setup, if you change the size, that setup's going to be all messed up. So you're probably going to have to end up doing your layout yourself. But I think I might include one in this. I'll have to check. But so I did. I guess the bins are there. They're still there. They're in a spot. 3 that I put in there, but they could get messed up if you do some wonky size. We'll just back up to where we were. Okay, so I'm just going to step through my approach pretty much, just to give you an idea. So first, I'm kind of defining some components here, just so they're in place. And I ended up doing my first sketch, and then using that. And this is going to be actually a top and a bottom panel. If you watch my other video on how I do joinery, it's actually just a cube, that divider cube. But I talk about my approach and how I do this with using tolerances and things like that. So you can watch that video and get an idea. Then I'm just pretty much mirroring and using arrays to do certain things. Using arrays is really good when you're trying to create something that automatically changes, and better to array a feature than a drawing component, because a drawing component might lose its drawing references and not work, versus if you do it with features, it tends to work a lot better. Doing side panel, putting in the what I call rails, I guess, where these are going to go. The other side. The middle one is actually 2 pieces that are fit opposite sides, so it has to be a little wider up here to fit. So I'm going to take that into account. Just going to turn the sketch off. Then I do the back panels in 2 separate pieces. I found that that handles doing the back panel in 2 separate pieces actually just handles the array aspect a little bit better, because that one is a little bit more dependent on the drawing itself. So anyway, so that's basically the steps that I've gone through. If we go to manufacturer model, see if it's in here. I can't remember if I did it or not. Looks like it. So yeah, I did do a layout on 2 of this shape on 2 pieces of full sheets of plywood, just so they're there. And so that if you do want to take this and CNC it, CNC route it, you'll still have to do the actual setup. I'm not going to do the setup because it's going to be specific to the machine, but the layouts are here to work from. With that's a very short video. I just wanted to share this. Again, please like and subscribe. That helps me get these things out. This model is available on my Fangs page. I'll leave that link in there as well with some other things. Great. Thanks for watching, and keep your eye out for some new videos.